Today on Game & Watch It, it's us! Poli, Arzee, and Rusty!
God damn it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Game & Watch It. Today is Monday, October 30th, and I'm joined by my lovely friends, Arzee.
It's not Monday.
Well, we'll be releasing on Monday, but yeah, today's Sunday.
Shut up, Arzee. Oh, hi, Poli.
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing. Stuff.
So let's get right into it. We have so much to talk about. We had Nintendo Directs, big game releases, a lot of good indie games. So let's get right into it. Poli, what are you playing?
Oh my god. Okay. First and foremost, Destiny 2 finally got released on PC. Oh my god, that game is fucking amazing.
Save it for the next podcast.
No.
You save it for when neither of us are here.
So Poli's going to be hosting a .5 podcast
Yep.
that will come out sometime next week, and they will be talking a lot about Destiny 2.
Yep.
So shut up about it.
I just wanted to get some general thoughts.
I joke. Go.
Well, no, it's just a lot of it has been improved upon. A lot of it is the same, but why fix what isn't broken, right?
Okay.
A lot of the stuff that was very wrong with it, they fixed very well. So, I mean, I'll say just that. It was absolutely incredible. We will do it in the next .5 podcast, and we'll run with that. But
I heard it sold a lot of copies. That's pretty good.
Oh, everybody's been ranting and raving about it. So
And
yeah.
commercially, it's like how are the reviews coming in?
Well, very well. I mean, I haven't looked, but as far as I can tell from even the people that I know that have been playing this, whether they're existing fans or not,
Yeah.
everybody that's been playing it has been loving it.
Nice.
So something to keep in mind. If you're looking for a shooter, definitely go for it. Second on the list, A Hat in Time.
Ooh.
If you guys don't know about it already, it is a 3D platformer, much like Banjo-Kazooie or the like from the 90s. I'm going to say, like, you know, games like Ukulele and anything else that was coming out where they didn't quite hit the mark.
So is this on PC?
PC, PS4, I think Xbox, and it might be coming to Switch very soon.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I remember this game being announced a couple years ago. It was supposed to come out on the Wii U,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of, with the Switch and everything, it kind of died off. So I'm sure we will get one on the Switch soon.
I hope so. I hope
Yeah,
so.
it looks really good. When I first saw it, I immediately thought of Wind Waker.
Yeah, it does have a cel-shaded kind of look to it, which is really, really nice. It fits the game very well. It's not so much just the aesthetics, it's everything. It's the worlds that they've created. So when you're looking at this game, you essentially have a general hub, right? Much like Mario Galaxy, where you're on a spaceship, you can travel to different areas on a planet or wherever it is, and every single area is incredibly different. It has its own different feel, theme, setting, everything. And the characters that are built for this world specifically fit perfectly.
Nice.
There's something about it. I mean, the characters, even the people who voice act the characters, at least for the English tracks.
So
it
it's
is
fully voice
amazing.
acted.
It is.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Yeah. Like even random stuff, like when you talk to random NPCs in the open sandbox that you're sent to,
Yeah.
they're all voice acted. Every little piece of it. And it blows me away because this was made by like a bunch of people in their basement as far as I know. Like,
How much
this was
is
an
it?
indie game. Oh, I think it was like 25 Canadian, somewhere around there.
Nice.
Okay.
Well worth the price, though. Now, I do want to say something before we move on. There is something about this game. I don't know what it is, because it is not perfect. It's a little rigid. It's a little jagged.
Well, it's an indie game, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Most indie games aren't perfect.
Yeah, there's always going to be
not.
like a loss of polish somewhere.
It's true. Mind you, at least loss of polish wasn't in the gameplay. The gameplay is awesome.
Okay.
The system.
there a double jump?
There is.
Oh, I hate
And
double
that's-
jumps.
No, I love them.
I think they're a crutch.
No, it works well with how they've set up the world, right?
Okay.
So the challenges do have the double jump in mind.
Oh, so everything's designed to double jump. That's smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what I was going to say is just the overall package of this game. I remember I was sitting down, I'd just gone to the second world, I'd beaten the first mission, and I had to put the controller down and really think, because I haven't felt this kind of wonder from a game since the 90s. It is insane. I have this weird sense of awe, this weird sense of enjoyment that I haven't had from a game in ages, and I can't believe it took an indie title to do it.
Yeah. But
Completely blew me away.
But what's the thing that's off?
Well, I mean, again, it's a little jaggedy. It's not
Like in
as
terms of the
polished.
art style? Like the art style's a
Yeah,
little...
I mean, a lot of the characters are very static. They're not as expressive as, let's say, Wind Waker. especially facially.
Yeah.
Even when they move, it's very just robotic. You know what I mean?
Well, it's their first title, I'm assuming.
It is. And mind you, that's mostly for the NPCs. When you're looking at the playable character, everything she does is awesome.
Yeah.
And it has also a hat mechanic, which is really weird considering Odyssey just came out and also has a hat mechanic.
Yeah.
But I think these guys are developing this well before.
I think
Odyssey
this
got
game
even
was,
announced.
Oh, way before.
I think
Odyssey
anything
was
that
just
has
announced.
hats is a ripoff of Odyssey.
It's how the
Anything
hats
with
implement
hats
new
at
powers,
all.
though.
Well, Nintendo did it first. Nintendo pioneered hats.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Shigeru Miyamoto invented the hat in 1492
Oh yeah, of course.
during one of the
How to
first
play
of his during one of the first of his many lifetimes.
Anyways,
love that, man.
You get hats by finding pieces of yarn in the world, right? So it's part of the exploration
Like
aspect.
Kirby's Epic Yarn?
No, it's like
Another-
actually just little bundles of yarn that you
Okay.
find. They're like the puzzle pieces, I guess, in a sense, or the music notes or something like that from Banjo-Kazooie. It's more like that.
So they're like the Power Stars, the big gets.
No, the Power Stars, sorry, my mistake. Those are little hourglasses.
Okay.
And those you need to power your ship. So again, much like Odyssey.
Okay. Now are those what are they called? The hourglasses?
Yeah,
Are they
they're,
scattered everywhere? How many are like? Is there 120? Is there 1,000? Is
I honestly have no idea. I haven't looked into what the maximum is.
well, you've
but
been
every
playing. Is it
world-
like is there some challenges where it's really like takes a 10 minutes to get an hourglass? Is there some challenges where it takes like 30 seconds to get an hourglass?
Some of them are easier than others for sure, but what I've found is there's no secret hourglasses. Not yet, at least.
Okay.
Every hourglass has been for that piece of the story in that world.
So it's linear in that way.
It is. The only other ones that come up that are kind of secret is you can create time rifts within said world.
Okay.
And you do that by finding, I can't remember, artifacts, sorry. You find artifacts and you have to put them together to create this like sculpture of like a time lost in time or whatever, place lost in time. But it's like from our time, like a burger cushion. Or like a model train set or something.
Cute.
So it's kind of
like Pikmin when you're picking up. That's my favorite part of Pikmin, picking up like batteries and they call them like something weird and funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Bottle
exactly
Pepsi bottle caps. I remember Pikmin 2 had sponsors. There was like Duracell batteries and Pepsi Cola.
There was
cans.
Pepsi. Yeah. That's true. But yeah, so once you do that, you open up these time rifts, and they will just give you a picture saying like, okay, this is the general area where this time rift is, and you have to go explore and find it. When you do that, you enter a challenge level.
Okay.
The challenge levels are awesome.
Are they kind of like Super Mario Sunshine challenge levels?
Yeah, I've only played 2 challenge levels. It was in the first world, so I'm expecting them to be a little easier. I want to see how it scales, but they were tight platforming challenges.
Cute.
I loved them.
Yeah.
Everything about this game has been awesome. Again, there's a few things I can forgive, like the jaggedy characters and whatnot, but
Yeah, for $20, there's so many things
Yeah.
you can forgive. You know what I mean?
it's true. But
That's the beauty of indies.
It's not like there's a lot of value in there, like regardless of the lack of polish.
oh, 100%. I feel like I'm not even properly explaining everything I've experienced with this game. Just if you guys get a chance, go get a hat in time, please. It is incredible.
So that's game number 2 of
That's game
4.
number 2. You know what? I'll save the other ones because one I think we're going to be talking about later, and the other one I haven't put enough time into.
Oh, you could name them.
Well, okay, so obviously been
Spoiler alert.
Mario Odyssey,
Yes.
and I've been playing just very barely. I haven't had enough time for it, but Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah, that'll
And
take a while.
I want to make sure I've played enough of that game before I start.
I've never heard
really
of that
giving
game. What
a
is
little imagine like a D&D inspired Diablo-esque isometric view style RPG, action RPG.
Okay.
But the whole piece of it is that every decision you make, and I mean almost every decision you make, has an impact on the story, how people will react to you, and this comes down to even your character creation, let alone what your character does in the world.
I see. Cool.
It's awesome. But anyways, I'll get into all of that on another episode.
So are you done?
I think so.
Okay, RZ, what are you playing?
Odyssey!
Odyssey. Woohoo! Yep.
If I didn't take a break last night to play, a brief few hours of playing Stardew Valley, I probably would have beaten the main story.
Well, yeah, usually Mario games they don't take much. Like in the original 64 and Galaxy, it only takes like 60. What were they in Galaxy? Stars. So like 60 stars to beat the game. And
Yeah,
then,
it's actually a rush
They were
to
the
the end game.
shines, weren't they, in Galaxy? Or was that...
no, shines were sunshine, and then they brought back the stars for Galaxy.
There was shines in something else, too. Was it
Just
Land?
sunshine. So no, the 3D land games had the flagpoles. That was your objective.
That's right.
So there was no mission-based stuff. So yeah, beating the game is kind of like, in my eyes, the halfway point of all Mario games.
Yeah, and I know there's so much in-game content and actually, mastering each of the stages. But I mean, I've been being relatively thorough. I'm close to the end game now with about 200 some moons, which I know is just a fraction of what's available in the entire game. So there's still a lot of gameplay.
I heard like 4 digits or like close to 4 digits, but those are just rumors.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be like the Korok seeds of Mario.
I've heard that as well, yeah.
Dude, World 2, kind of spoilers.
No, we're talking about the first couple worlds.
Yeah, World 2 has 69 power moons. Yeah. 69!
Well, that's a big one.
It's huge.
Toxana? Or?
Is that Tostana?
Tostana,
the desert stage.
Yeah. Yeah, woodland area has like 50 plus.
Like
it's insane. I think it might go over 400.
Yeah, so let's save our Odyssey talk for after the break. We're gonna dive into it, spoiler free. So stay tuned for that. But what else are you playing?
Still a bit of Stardew Valley. Haven't quite gotten to it yet. I'm in winter of year 2 now, making sure everybody loves me. Everyone must love me.
Oh, Arzee, quit! Just quit it.
You know what? I am still enjoying it.
Okay.
Unlike some people that are starting to find it a little bit grindy. Some people that I may leave unnamed at this point.
For anybody listening, Arzee is very, very blatantly pointing his eyes at Rusty.
Oh, I quit Stardew Valley.
Yeah, but you have like lost entire years in Harvest Moon. So I'm sure that's triggering some internal resentment you have for all the youth lost.
I went to California recently and it was a 5-hour flight. And I played Stardew Valley from the minute I got into the plane until I got off. The plane went by.
Lasted that long?
Yeah, Stardew Valley doesn't take up much memory, and I had a plug, but I don't like. I was good the whole time.
Huh?
So yeah, I sunk 5 hours into it. And I was like, oh my god, I need to stop playing this game. I got nothing out of it.
Really?
Yeah, like I find like there's just no fun. It's just you're just doing stupid shit, kind of like Animal Crossing, but.
Animal Crossing, which you're loving right now.
I am totally.
I think
loving.
You just found something more interesting.
I guess I did, but
for me, like Stardew Valley, like the lines are starting to show, or the edges are starting to show, where I'm starting to see like the limitations of the game and some of the things that are perhaps could have been more deep and less shallow. But you can only have so much expectation. Like I've sunk in like 65 hours onto this game already.
Yeah.
So for the $21.99 price tag, like I certainly got my money's worth on it. In terms of like, there's just limitations that I think come from the fact that this was made by one guy.
Yeah,
like,
an indie game. It's good.
I mean, the art style could have been a little bit better.
That game looks like it was made on MS Paint.
It's not that. Come on, be nice. But yeah, just in general, like I'm still enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way to the end of the 3rd year, but maybe I'll just keep playing this in the spare time, because it's now that I've gorged for long enough of it, I could actually play for a couple hours and be like, okay, that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you something? Because it's just because you brought up Animal Crossing.
No.
Do the villagers get mad at you if you don't show up after like a week or 2?
They don't get mad at you, but your friendship levels will very slowly erode. But if you max out their friendship, it never erodes.
See, okay, I like that better than what Animal Crossing has been doing for ages, because I remember like not playing for a week with the original one and then going back into it and everybody's like, where have you been? Like,
that's very annoying.
Yeah, it is. And it almost made me not want to play it from that point forward again.
It's too demanding.
I hear it.
It is. It tries to like suck you back in.
See, I disagree. I think Animal Crossing, I think Stardew Valley is demanding, whereas Animal Crossing, it's meant to be played for like an hour a day type thing.
But if you don't play it every day, the game gets angry at you. I think that makes it much more demanding.
Exactly.
In past Animal Crossing games, there isn't a heart system like Stardew Valley. So, like, if you see someone who doesn't talk to you and they move out, it's just like, I don't know. I think the heart system is a lot like when you actually see it, it's a little more painful.
I don't know, me,
because you're working towards building those hearts up.
Yeah, but once they're up, and so it's a slow, steady progression.
Yeah,
and there's very rarely something that happens because, oh shit, I had something in real life to do and I couldn't play on Saturday, and that's when a special event happening. Like, there's only like 2 or 3 things, and they're very minor, you could actually completely miss in Stardew Valley. And they're basically just cutscenes that are replaceable.
Yeah.
Like it's vast majority of the game you could play at your pace. So if you completely screw up and you have like an imbalanced farm and you're living day to day because you've overspent your money on stupid investments, it's fine. You can just make it
That's the problem though. You can play at your own pace, but that game is so like soul sucking that you can't stop playing.
I think your problem is that it's too good of a game. It's that it doesn't piss you off enough to make you stop.
It is a very good game. I'll give it that. It's deep. It's got crafting, that kind of stuff. But I had to pull the plug. So I pulled the plug, and now I went on to Animal Crossing.
At least it's Pocket Camp, though.
Yeah. So last week, Nintendo surprised us with a Nintendo Direct. For Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pocket Camp.
Yeah. And did you guys watch? Did you guys get a chance to watch the Direct?
No.
It's cute. It was like a very casual Direct.
Okay.
Just the way the narrator was speaking, it was funny and cute. And my favorite part of the Direct was when they started bringing up microtransactions, and all of a sudden Tom Nook walks on, and the narrator's talking about it. And the more she talks about it, the more Tom Nook is getting excited. And he's dancing and stuff. He is so happy about microtransactions.
Okay, so at least they put a little bit of comedy into it.
Yeah. But this game is like, it's basically like a fully featured Animal Crossing. You have like
Yeah, in a sense.
you have all like the different elements from catching fish, catching bugs, collecting fruit, befriending your animals, and now they actually implemented the heart system. So now you can actually track everybody's hearts, and that's what it's kind of based on. It's based on leveling up your character, acquiring more hearts, and I forget the other. Oh, and crafting.
Yeah, crafting
is the new addition to Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like this game is like, it's quenching my thirst for Animal Crossing, and I was expecting a new Animal Crossing to come out for the Switch this year.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be sad if it didn't, because this game is like, it's given me my fix for Animal Crossing.
See, I don't know how I feel about that, because I had a very different experience with Animal Crossing.
Go ahead. What happened?
So, I mean, you told me about it coming out. I found a way to get it because obviously right now it's only available in Australia.
Which is awesome. They're like, so the Direct finished. I'm like, oh my God, I have to wait till late November. And then the next day it got launched in Australia. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah, so I found a way to, go through the back door of my phone and get it on there.
Super easy.
Incredibly easy. The scale of it is very, very small, which I expected.
And that's what I love about it. It's just so quick.
It's what I don't. The thing I loved about Animal Crossing was like literally just dicking around, like doing nothing. Yeah, I'd go visit a couple villagers here and there, but I'd go and like chop down a few trees, go fishing somewhere, go try to find some bugs or whatever. Go to like that island that was offshore.
The island's in the game?
Oh, I know it is, but it's very easy to get to.
Well, yeah, because you have your camper. It's all about camping. So you got your camper, and you can use your retro style camper, and you could get new campers and stuff like that.
I feel like this game is much more geared towards like making your friends happy, which is always a big piece of Animal Crossing, and they've really focused on that. So like everything at the end of the day is done so that your camp can be as good as it can be, so that the people will like you and your camp more, which I appreciate to a certain degree, because again, it's Animal Crossing. That's always kind of been the main focus.
Yeah, well, you could also like decorating and stuff, decorating your house.
Oh, and I put myself 10,000 bells into debt because I upgraded my my ride.
Well, yeah, that's a big part of Animal Crossing, debt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amassing debt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. At the beginning of the first one, Tom Nook rents you a house and then just continuously charges you for it.
No, you can go.
Well, I know that is the only Animal Crossing game I ever played, but because of the aforementioned, the game expects you to play on certain days at certain times. I found that upsetting, even in like a high school year, that this game demands this of me, but I have homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes like 10 minutes to go to the festival, talk to everybody, and
yeah, people have.
I hear you though. I usually forget. Like
that always bothered me.
I played like a couple hundred hours in New Leaf, and yeah, I missed out a lot.
Yeah.
The thing I love about the Switch the most is being able to play your games on your own time, in whatever environment you want to play, in whatever works for you. And I always found Animal Crossing so rigid.
Yeah, it is.
Fair enough.
No, mind you, getting back to my point, with all of this that I had said beforehand, it just doesn't quite have that dicking around type aspect to it, or enough of it. Like I go to a world and I'm like, oh cool, like I can get some fruit and like go fishing, and then like 2 minutes later I'm done in that like little pocket. I'm like, well,
that's the thing where decorating comes into play, because once you go all you can gather stuff.
Of course.
You can talk to your friends.
And they will give you stuff, but again, you have to do stuff for them.
But then I found when I was bored of that, I went back to my camp, and they brought the aspects from Happy Home Designer, which is like managing your decoration, which was a chore in the old Animal Crossing games.
Of course.
But then Happy Home Designer came around, and they totally made everything so much more intuitive and just more enjoyable to design. And now you have a whole campground to decorate, as well as your camper to decorate.
Yeah.
So
those
like
are two big pieces for sure.
Oh, and then you got the Giuseppe, Beppe, and Carlo, who are the three the three like pigeons. I guess it feels like Animaniacs.
Aren't they?
I think they're pigeons from like Animaniacs. But
Really? I don't know. They look like penguins to me.
they're birds. And they got little. I don't know. I think they're pigeons.
All right. Well,
But
whatever.
either way, so they run the mechanic shop, and that's where you could get new paint jobs and upgrade your van. You start with a retro style van, and then you can move to like a modern van where it looks more like from the 70s. But I'm sure there's more campers that they'll unlock.
Yeah, I know. I ended up doing like the paint job. I upgraded the inside to be a little bit bigger and everything. I traveled around. I got a few things for my camp. Nothing's really truly drawing me in for it. I don't know what it is. Well, I know exactly what it is, but I mean, I already said it.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely happy with it, and I'm good for Animal Crossing now. I don't need a game on the Switch. Give me something else, Nintendo.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What else are you guys playing? What else are you guys playing?
Well, there's not that, but I know. Yeah, I don't know. There's been nothing really else outside of like Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Fair enough. Yeah. So before we're gonna get into break in about 10 minutes, I think it's a good amount of time to do a question.
Yeah, hit me up.
All right.
So Cash Gone Pro writes, "Wow, Doom announced for Switch. Is this Nintendo signaling that more mature titles will follow?"
Yes. Next question.
My thoughts exactly.
Well, let's discuss this a bit. I think there's a little more to it.
I know, and I had actually responded to Cash Gone Pro on our YouTube comment channel or comment page. Forbes released a report, mind you, for whatever it was. I think it was through the Forbes did it through the New York Times or something like that, or whatever it was. Either way, the main source essentially asked me to pay to read the article.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, screw that. I'm not doing it.
What?
Like, I'm not paying to read the article, right?
Okay, yeah.
To read the report. But essentially, Nintendo is pushing developers to start making mature titles for their console. This is the first time they've done this ever.
Well, no, you got to look back to the history of Nintendo. So back in the day with Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis and on Super Nintendo, Mortal Kombat had like green blood instead of red. So that was the first time Nintendo was truly censoring things. And you could go further back to Castlevania games with a lot of religious icons and stuff. So Nintendo's never really been on the mature side before.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
But then if you look at GameCube, we got like Eternal Darkness and
Resident Evil Zero.
The Wii had
Mad World, like
Mad World, yeah.
Was
So
that it?
they've always
No More
had,
Heroes.
Yeah, No More Heroes. They always had mature titles on their system, and we haven't seen any on the Switch yet. And we're seeing Doom, and we're going to see Wolfenstein, and
I'm hoping for Dark Souls. I've been saying
Skyrim.
it since like
and Skyrim. Like I think it's always been the same with Nintendo. And if you look at when they announced Doom on the Switch in the Nintendo Direct, if you watch that trailer of Doom, there was no blood and gore. They chose not to show it in the Direct.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think they're still a family-friendly company, but I don't think they will discriminate mature games, and they'll never say no like they used to.
Yeah, see, that's more what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to be censoring anywhere near as much. I think they're really embracing this mature title phenomenon that's happening right now with the console. I mean, Doom is coming, Wolfenstein is coming. Again, I'm hoping for Dark Souls. We have Skyrim. There's probably going to be a bunch of other games that we're going to see announced soon. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think Nintendo every January they have a really big Direct.
Yeah,
and they always showcase
whatever's coming out for the year.
Yeah. I remember the first Nintendo Direct back in January. They showed like every single game that came out for the Wii U. They showed Fire Emblem Tokyo Studio Sessions or whatever.
Yeah.
They showed Xenoblade, and these games didn't come out for like 4 years after. They really went hard that Direct. But yeah, I'm hoping we'll see another January Direct, and we'll see some more mature titles.
Cool.
And we got No More Heroes coming out. Travis Touchdown.
That's right.
Travis Returns or whatever.
Yeah. I think this is a good time to be a Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
Anybody who's thinking about buying the Switch should probably go and.
You got to realize the Switch is only 6 months old.
Yeah. The only concern I might have is just what the performance is going to look like on these titles. Like, that's the number one thing that stopped me from pre-ordering right now, particularly Doom and Wolfenstein, which are games I really want to play, is I want to see how the Switch can handle them.
Yeah.
Well, there's been impressions on the internet. It's running at 30 frames per second. You got to look at it. 720 probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
You got to
makes
look
sense.
at. Remember that game, that zombie game with the camera, Capcom game?
Oh.
Dead
Fatal Frame?
No, not Fatal Frame. It was the one where hordes of zombies came out. It was really cartoony. Frank West.
Oh,
was
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Yeah.
So that game came out on the 360, and then they released a port on the Wii U, on just the regular Wii. And instead of having like thousands of zombies on screen, they only had like 10 or 15 or 20. So I don't think it's going to be
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah.
I think this game at its core is Doom, but you're going to see some graphical downgrades.
Yeah, and so I'm holding off to see what those look like before diving in head first. And I just really hope that it comes through.
I kind of already made up my mind. I mean, first off, I've already owned Doom on PS4, so I'm not going to rebuy it for the Switch. Yesterday, I made a decision because I was kind of stuck whether or not I was going to, wait for the Switch version of Wolfenstein, get it on PS4, PC. I finally just said, screw it. I got it on Steam. I have it sitting in my library.
Well, you just got this brand new PC.
Exactly.
So
right?
Unless you're really interested in playing Doom on the go, then your decision's a little bit swayed.
I also got Wolfenstein New Order, so I can't wait to play both of those.
On Steam as well.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
it's the first game Bethesda made for Wolfenstein. That's why this one's Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got both of them. So I'm going to play through the first one first to get an aspect of the story. Apparently, it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, I
Then
really.
jump on to 2.
I heard so many great things about Doom, even the music in Doom. It's like all like synth rock and stuff like that. Like I'm super excited for Doom, and it comes out. It comes out before Skyrim.
Yep.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and Skyrim was in like the original launch trailers.
Right? Yeah, it was the first game we ever saw on this playing on the Switch. What a weird choice.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if it got delayed because they released like the special edition on the other consoles. And I don't know. That doesn't make sense, I guess. I don't know what's taking them so long to part that.
Yeah, maybe they're working really hard on all the microwave ports and fridge ports and everything. Has that game been on mobile yet? Mobile?
Skyrim?
Is it mobile or mobile? Just mobile.
Mobile, I
Mobile.
say.
Yeah,
But
I
I mean,
say
who
mobile.
knows? Tomato, right?
Mobile.
I think
Mobile.
Skyrim hasn't hit its peak of like shoving it everywhere that it can until we see Lego Skyrim. Once we get Lego Skyrim, it's over.
Oh, Lego Dimensions or Lego thing got canned, the Toys to Life game.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
Whatever. I'm not surprised at all. Look at Disney Infinity.
Yeah, Toys to Life is dying out.
Yeah.
Well, except for
Skylanders.
Amiibo, they're still going real strong.
Yeah.
Did you guys manage to
That's
get
not Toys to Life, though.
Super Mario Odyssey Amiibo?
I
And
wouldn't
don't answer that because we will find out after the break. Enjoy this song.
See you guys.
And we are back. Excellent.
What, you don't like the stereo?
So a few days ago, we had a big game launch.
The game's called A Hat in Time.
One of the best platformers of all time just came out, Poi, for Switch. Now, if you don't know what Poi is, it's also like a throwback platformer that just came out. It came out on the same day as Odyssey, and nobody cares.
Get to the point.
So a few days ago, Odyssey came out, and I got mine at EB Games, and I got a beautiful air freshener.
Canadian exclusive.
And unfortunately, it is
I went to
not-
Best Buy and I got a coin.
Arguably the better of the two options.
I disagree. I think the air freshener is pretty
I would do
sweet.
tradesies any day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd take that coin any day of the week.
Just unfortunately, it's not. It doesn't smell like an Italian man. It smells like strawberries.
Strawberry blast.
Strawberry
then What's the point
blast.
of getting it then?
I know. I wish it smelled bad. I also got a fancy.
Smells like garlic.
I also got a fancy sticker book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh.
cool.
Well, that is actually really nice.
That wasn't part of the pre-orders. They just had extras.
Really?
I also got a poster. Yeah, EB Games did it well.
Well, good for them.
And
Good win.
So you got yours at Best Buy?
Yeah.
You got a nice little sticker. So while I was in California last week, I was listening to a podcast. It was a Japanese podcast called A4 Player One. It's really good. And one of the guys was saying, he's like, oh, I got a secret event tonight. I'm going to demo the Super Mario Odyssey.
Nice.
And he's like, unlike in America, they have demos at every Best Buy. So I'm driving a car. I fucking pull a U-turn on the on the highway, go find the closest Best Buy, and I sat down in front of that TV for like half an hour, and
Really?
I played the whole demo. Yeah,
How was the demo?
it was good. It was in Toaster Arena, and it was in the Sand Kingdom.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
And yeah, I got to play it. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm playing it right now. Which sucks because it came out in a couple days afterwards. But
Well, I was gonna say now we actually have the game. So what do you think?
of the demo,
No, of the actual game. Now
Oh,
that you played the demo. Like, what were the differences?
there's no difference.
Okay,
I think
so,
I think this game has been ready for years. Clearly, like usually, like their holiday titles come out like late November.
Yeah.
And like when it was announced October, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna
Yeah.
be playing it. This game was announced 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and we have it. It wasn't even announced. It was just shown in the trailer.
It's like the half shadow drop. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, and it's coming in 6 months.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking like loses their shit. Like,
Yeah, very, very short. But the last 3D Land came out like 5 years ago, so it's expected. They were hush hush about it for a very long time.
I think it's good that they waited for the Switch on this one. But yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love it. What do you guys think?
I'm really enjoying it. So I am almost at the end of the story mode, but looking forward to going back and re-exploring all the stages and finding all the purple coins and
Yep.
getting all the souvenirs and stickers. And
I love those
costumes.
souvenirs. I just got the Dory souvenir, the Dory rubber water toy. And Dory is from Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
It was that blue Loch Ness Monster guy
Yeah.
hidden in Dire Dire Docks or something.
Yeah.
I like that Dory. I also like Plessy, who came. It was in 3D Land, 3D World.
Yeah,
I
it
never
was
played 3D World.
You never played 3D
Yeah,
World?
I know. I only played it at your house that one time, like ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they throw some nods of 3D World in the game. There's like
Yeah.
Cat Peach and Cat
Yeah.
You
Mario.
saw that in
Yeah.
the first world?
Oh,
like, in the wall?
there's a lot of them. They're in like all the
Really?
stages. Yeah. If you find the Cat Peach, they give you a heart. If you find the Cat Mario, he gives you coins. They're hidden all over the place.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't see.
gotcha.
I'm in World 4, so I found it in the Lake Kingdom.
Oh, cool.
I was like, oh my god, Cat Peach. And it's funny because no one like in all like the footage for like every time Nintendo releases a trailer, they never talk about 3D Land and 3D World. They always just reference Super Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because this game is more in vein of
Oh yeah, much more into that vein than
Yeah.
It
than the
is.
straight platformers.
I will say this. There's something I love about this game already, and I realized it as soon as I got the chance to actually like play. From the first chance that I ran with Mario, this is the first time that we've seen a Mario game in 3D where you can control the camera. Like truly control the camera.
well, no, Sunshine.
Not really.
Yeah,
Sunshine was
Sunshine-
limited.
It was very limited.
Yeah.
Just as
I
almost
remember
as
that
limited as
when I was
64.
playing at your house, I was
Yep.
struggling with the camera.
That's Sunshine's biggest weakness is the camera.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, it was free roaming. It had an analog stick, that C stick. So it wasn't like Mario 64 where you had 2 buttons to control.
Well,
Like
let me-
that
You
was
had the
very
sticks, but it had
limited.
limitations, like in terms of how far it could pan in any one direction.
see.
Like it was
And-
very restricted.
And that was kind of the problem even with Mario 64 in a very different sense, but like it was kind of locked into a specific area that the camera would go.
Oh yeah.
This is the best.
Every time you tried to do it, it'd give you that.
Yeah.
It can't
Yeah.
go any further.
This is the first time I've seen a Mario game where it is done properly. They
Yeah.
nailed it on
Well,
this one.
they did nail the camera, but in Galaxy 1 and 2, you never had to think about the camera because it was so linear and everything was like the camera wasn't an issue. You never had to think about it, and that was really nice about the Galaxy games.
See, I beg to differ. Although I agree that Galaxy and Galaxy 2 are very good games, incredible games.
I
even.
think the best games of last generation.
Yeah, I could see
Well,
that.
that's my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I see exactly where you're coming from with that. Now, with that in mind, there was something about that. I remember even in Galaxy having issues with depth of field.
That's every Mario game, I think.
It is, except for mind you 3D Land, which was awesome for that.
Yeah, the
but-
3D effect in that game, it was like, oh my god, I can actually judge my distance.
Exactly. It was awesome. I couldn't play without it. But with this, it offers a weird customization with lining up your jump, really getting it fine-tuned.
Yeah.
And it's made the experience so much better.
I find it's improvement. It still doesn't remove that issue entirely. Like,
Of
there's
course.
still been a fair few jumps that I've just misjudged because I have a hard time perceiving the absolute depth. But giving you that camera freedom is like one of the best improvements they've had to address that in general. I don't think you could ever fully get rid of that in a 3D
Well, I
platform.
think they fixed that in Galaxy and yeah, in Galaxy you had the if you shake your remote, he kind of does that little spin jump in midair. So that was kind of a crutch to fix the issue with your precision jumping.
Also, talking about that, the controller scheme.
Oh yeah, I'd love to get it. I want to dive into the controller scheme.
Well, I've been playing with the Pro, and I realize it's the inferior option.
Yeah, you got to play with the Joy-Cons.
You
man.
have to.
The Joy-Cons.
It makes it so much easier with the controlling of the hat. It's amazing.
Yeah, the Joy-Cons are the way to go. There's a lot of waggle.
There is. I guess it's just because they wanted it to have a little more control, and the button setup wasn't going to give you that kind of control.
But apparently, I haven't played with the Pro controller, and apparently, if you press like R1 and like if you wiggle the joystick, you'll do the. So I think for every waggle action, there is an option that is mapped to a.
Yeah, there's an input option, but it's much harder. Like, I'm able, because I've been playing almost exclusively either on Pro controller, but even more so on handheld.
Yeah.
And what you do is if you run around in a circle, you start spinning, and then when you throw the hat, it'll do the hat circle.
Oh, I see.
It's much harder, so you can't really do it in a pinch the same way that you would if you're just playing gesture controls, which is it is bothersome for me because I like playing my Switch on mobile. It's infrequent that I'm playing in tabletop or in the TV mode in dock, and I feel like I'm missing out on quite a bit, though at the same time I'm playing through just fine with whatever limited gestures I have.
Yeah, it's odd with the motion controls in the Pro controller. Like, I've tried it, I've done it, I understand how it works, I can do it. I just know that if my hands are separated and I can just do a little flick of the wrist with the Joy-Con, it's easier than trying to move the whole controller in a direction to do the same thing.
I agree.
Yeah, it's something that I was not expecting at all. Mind you, I was in media blackout mode for this game ever since.
I know
we got
spoilers
the
are
E3
such
trailer.
a big issue right now. They're everywhere, and I'm trying my hardest not to
The
get
game got
anything spoiled.
leaked. What was it, like 2 or 3 days before release?
Yeah, it did.
And everybody on Twitch, YouTube, it doesn't matter what streaming service you use, everybody was playing that game.
Yeah. Nintendo threw out bans. Like, a lot of YouTubers got 3-month bans for it.
Good, because it's god damn it. Like, I understand the game comes out early. You can go and enjoy it. If you are a YouTube or Twitch streamer, just wait for the release date. Like,
It was only a couple days, I guess, but for them it was worth it. It's views.
Yeah.
And
it is views. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a little skeezy. You know
it is 100%. But at the end of the day, they probably got more subscribers, and 3 months later down the road, their YouTube channel will probably be thriving infamously.
Depending. I mean, they took a 3-month hit, and now everybody's playing Odyssey, and they can't stream it, right? It's that aspect of it as well. So you never know where it's going to come from with that. But anyway, sorry. Back to the game.
Yeah, back to the game. So every Mario game controls differently. Every single one.
Yep.
Odyssey 64 is a little slower. Sunshine is like supercharged. Like, you're so fast in that game.
Yeah.
And I find this is like a nice bridge between
I kind of wish
Sunshine and 64.
I wish Mario was faster. Because having the ability to dash when you're in the 2D modes is amazing.
Just roll and shake like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. And for me, it's more long jump. And I've noticed if you do like a long jump twice in a row, he does this weird skipping animation. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay. I want to get into the production values, but
Yeah, sorry. So, I mean, with that in mind, it's just, I wish it was a little quicker. No, something I'm going to say about the handling of the game. I was not expecting it to handle this well. Like, I was expecting some form of like a weird like buffer or something that would have to come into the mix so that you'd have to account for certain turning aspects or whatever. Mario turns on a dime.
Yeah, these guys, Nintendo pioneered the platforming
platformer.
genre.
I know,
so
but this is the
they
first time I've experienced that in any 3D platformer. Like how tight it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny. My partner is playing through Breath of the Wild right now, and then he downloaded Odyssey, and he's like, "Oh my god, these controls are way too sensitive."
Yeah,
because he doesn't have much experience with console video games.
Yeah.
So going from Breath of the Wild to that, he's like, "Oh my god, this skate! Like, I have to slow down. It moves too fast." Mario's a gymnast, man. He flips and jumps, and
Yeah.
And I love how they brought everything from every game up until 3D World into this game. Like,
Yes, the move pool is gigantic in terms of all the different like acrobatics and stuff you can do, and even the sort of game-breaking mechanics by like chaining hat jumps.
I saw that on YouTube, or I saw like GIFs on Reddit, and I'm like, oh, how do you do that? I need to know how to do that.
Yeah, I love that they've made it more accessible, more deep in terms of mechanics, like some of the tightest platforming gameplay that's ever come out.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, though, like it's so steeped in fan service for every 3D Mario game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, down to the little. I never noticed this until Rusty pointed out to me that when you collect a moon, Mario do one of 3 gestures: either fist up, open hand, or with the peace sign, which indicates for Galaxy 64 or Sunshine.
In Mario 64, he gave you the peace sign. In Sunshine, he gave you the fist up.
Yeah.
And in Galaxy games, he gave you
the open hand.
the open hand. I actually think Sunshine and Galaxy are reversed.
Maybe you have those backwards.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, that's awesome. Also, I mean, when you get a power moon, like one of the major ones, and it goes to that weird like red screen, it's like that still capture moment, like the freeze frame high five.
Well, they do that in Sunshine. They do that in Galaxy. They do that.
It was just how it was stylized. You know what I mean? With like the red background and those like the big text.
The red background is different, but if you look at like Super Galaxy 2, like Mario and Yoshi, when they got a star, they would like twirl around each other, and they would both do a gesture and freeze. So that's a staple.
It is, but it's more now because like when you get a power moon in this game, it's much less important because there's so many of them, and they have it all set up so that you don't have to keep coming in and out of the world like you normally would in every
that's
3D
so
Mario
nice.
game, right?
That is so nice.
So keeping that in mind, when you get one of the major ones, it is kind of like a nice little extra piece, right? Where you're going and you find one in like a random cave somewhere, or like you find the secret area in the 2D realm that you get yourself into, and you find the like little pixelated power moon. You're like, oh, that's awesome. He does that, and like something will happen, but it's nothing crazy. When you beat a boss, like that's the big one. That's the big one. That's the story one, you know.
Yeah. I want to go back to that episode when we were comparing 3D versus 2D.
Yeah.
And I'm still upset that Mario, you guys voted Mario 2D.
I still feel like 2D is better than 3D.
I know, just like when you look at the moveset and stuff, when you're playing, I know it's based on the original Super Mario Brothers. So the moveset when you go into 2D in Odyssey isn't as advanced as, let's say, World or 3 or even new Super Mario Brothers.
It's emulated for the original, right?
But yeah, just the moveset in 3D, like he's like a gymnast, like I said. Whereas the other games, he kind of feels a little flat.
Yeah, but again, the original is very archaic. If we're going to get into the whole 2D, 3D thing, which I don't want to stay on for too long, but that game evolved as time went
for
on,
sure,
right?
yeah. Look, like he is also a gymnast in the new Super Mario Brothers. He has the triple jump.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the side jump, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, the moveset's they're so big. I didn't even realize that you could dive. I was upset that like I couldn't. He didn't dive.
The mid-air dive has saved me so many times. Where I've done it just in the nick of time and landed on platform.
Is there fall damage?
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
But I more used it because like I realized I was gonna like fall down a pit, and I just did it as a reactionary thing, and I ended up making it to the other side just because of that dive.
It's hard to pull off the dive. In the older games, it's like a button. Now you have to like hold LZ and jump.
Or RZ, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
either one will work. So I'm more preferential to using the right-hand side instead of the left.
Okay.
But once I do that, it's seamless. What I do is I always hit the shoulder button first, then the button for jump. It always works because of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just something to keep in mind. But anyways.
But yeah, also talking about the homages to old games, like all the 2D segments.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was not expecting that. And even throwing in new mechanics into 2D 2D old school Mario. Or I've seen certain like gravity mechanics.
Yeah, I see the gravity came right from Galaxy 2 in the 2D sections of Galaxy 2.
Yeah. I love how they implemented it for that. Even when you jump on Goombas and you kill them, you still get a coin for it. It's just like, oh, okay, cool.
They nailed it.
They did. Yeah. They did. Getting to a completely different point, but the hat mechanics in this game, Cappy has made this game so much better. Like
it's a freaking Kirby game now.
Kind of in a sense, yeah.
It's like,
it reminds me of, remember Silicon Valley?
Yes. Yes, you're a little chip, and you would jump into like the sheep.
Yeah,
or something.
and then you use the sheep to kill like a wolf, and then you jump into the wolf, and so on, and just working your way up.
That game I rented from Blockbuster so many times.
That game was so freaking hard,
but it was still fun, just like the adventure, kind of like Odyssey.
Yeah, it was like exploratory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. My favorite one thus far, outside of obviously the T-Rex, which, mind you,
The T-Rex one's is horrible to play. He's so like bulky and like
Well, 'cause
especially in
it's
the
a
first Kingdom, I
T-Rex.
kept falling off.
really?
Yeah, I dislike the T-Rex.
No, I see why they brought it up. It's kind of like having the Mega Mushroom in like any of the new Super Mario
Exactly.
games. He just demolishes everything he touches. It is what it is. My favorite one is in the woodland area so far. Now, I've only made it to 4 worlds now, I believe.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. And with that in mind, the woodland one, the guy that stretches.
Oh, the onion.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
that's it.
You like that one?
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
so fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun. It brings a whole new gameplay aspect to it because it's not so much a jump, it's just you climb up to an area and then you can kind of complete your jump when you let go of the stretching mechanic.
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah,
It is.
my favorite is in Seaside Kingdom, and I don't, since you guys haven't reached that far.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay. I mean,
Well, it's an octopus that lets you fly, very similar to the Flood did, where you could like jet straight up and then jet forward on these like sort of very rigid tangents and just fly around this beach stage.
I can't wait to see what
I
else
found
they have.
when you throw your hat at the rocket flowers, and that gives you one of the power ups from
yeah.
Sunshine, where you just blast. I haven't tested it on water, but
You run across water.
so yeah, like even right there, they're
Yeah.
paying respect to Sunshine.
Yeah, 100%.
Which only had like 4 power ups in Sunshine, but whatever.
If there's any game I want to see re-released, remastered, recreated, it doesn't matter which way it's going to be. I want it to be Sunshine.
Oh,
I
everybody.
loved that game.
They need to get the same people who ported Wind Waker.
Oh yeah,
They
do
need
it.
that team.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sunshine had no power ups. Now that I look
Well,
back.
it didn't need any because you had the water.
Yeah, you
got the
upgraded your
powers.
Flood as
I was
time went
gonna
on.
Yeah, but it was
say.
only like four different powers.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. It still made the gameplay better as time went. Like they were like game-changing aspects. Like when you got the boost and you
Yeah.
could fly forward, that was my favorite thing. It doesn't matter
Just
what else. I could've
rocketing
gotten.
around.
That was it. It was perfect. And that's why I love that game so much. It was something that was so new and worked so well.
Yeah, but that out of all the Mario games, that is a game that needs to be revisited and not ported because they really need to fix the camera issue.
Yeah.
it's the most jankiest game of all Marios. It's the most underpolished.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, right? If they really bring it into the new world, I think it would be very, very good.
Yeah.
But I
Do you
do
think
have
it
a
gets?
question.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about the rabbit bosses?
Oh,
They're so easy.
They're so
Like
easy.
that is one of my few criticisms of the game is
Yeah.
the bosses by and large are incredibly easy.
Uh-huh. It's been Mario though for a while.
Yeah.
See, I disagree. The first rabbit, the big fat lady with the chain chomp.
Yeah.
Number one, her animations. I just have had a big smile on
Oh,
my face
oh,
as
yeah.
she's trying to
course.
yank it back and
Yeah. When she's playing, she's like,
yeah. So like I do like that rabbit character, but the 4 other characters, they're basically boom booms, and
yeah.
they're just like
They're
simple.
filling in that slot.
They're filling in that slot, but the designs of them, they're like really uninspired in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I completely agree. I
The
do not like
Brutals.
them at all.
That's what
The
they're called.
brutals, but they're
Yeah.
wedding planners, which I
Yeah.
love the whole wedding thing.
Yeah, I like that heavy wedding thing. Like that, every stage has some component
Yeah.
of like the wedding.
Yeah.
That's why Bowser would have gone there.
Yeah. Now, I was gonna say, with that in mind, it always makes it seem like, oh, this is a key item. Like, oh, look at this thing. It's the whatever bouquet. It's the whatever ring. Like,
Yeah.
okay. You never actually see these items. You get to the world, it's like, oh, too bad, Bowser already got it. And it's just like, well,
No,
what?
in the Lake Kingdom, there's like when you get into that secret room, there's the dress, and it's taken off. You just see the skeleton.
I've gotten to the Lake Kingdom. I haven't done anything in the Lake Kingdom.
Okay.
I got there.
Well,
I
you
stayed
just see
inside.
like the model,
The wire
the
frame,
wire
yeah.
frame that the dress sits on.
yeah,
like it's
and,
like.
but there's a power move.
I'm
in there, so-
imagining maybe in the end game all these pieces get returned.
I hope so.
Maybe. Yeah,
that's
I can
that's
see
what I'm
that.
hoping for.
Now, I will ask one thing of you guys. Just something, because it happened to me by chance yesterday. I put down my controller. I was like essentially getting ready for bed, but like I was still kind of moving around doing whatever, and I left the TV on. And I came back to the room where I was playing. Have you guys seen what happens when you don't play for a little while?
Well, I stopped controlling Mario and just because I love his idle animations.
Yeah.
And sometimes he sleeps. If you put him on a bench, he'll sit down on the bench and just kind of like wander.
So I got the sleeping one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys listened to him while he's sleeping?
No.
It is the most adorable, ridiculous, hilarious thing I think I've ever seen.
Cute.
All he's doing is snoring and then saying different types of pasta.
Oh,
really?
It's hilarious. He's just sitting there. He's like, lasagna, tortellini, fettuccine,
Oh man,
stracciatella. Like, it's just like he
That's not
kills
pasta.
me. It's kind
whatever.
of pasta, but
It's
it's not really
Italian.
pasta.
Stracciatella?
It's like it's egg, but you serve it in soup. It's supposed to be like the pasta equivalent. Yeah.
yeah. The production value in
That
this
was
game,
nice.
I haven't heard Mario speak this much before. In any other Mario game,
Yeah.
there's so much new dialogue. I notice a lot. They reuse a lot of, or they probably don't reuse it, but it's just Charles going in there and rehashing the same.
Well, it actually seems
Mario
when they're
lines.
speaking gibberish, they actually say the character name.
Bowser is like blah, 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 Mario.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
hear him say Peach at the beginning? Like,
Yeah.
rah, Peach.
Yeah, he basically kind of talks. He just says keywords, which
Yeah.
is nice.
And I like how Cappy seems to have like an Eastern European accent. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
he sounds like Eastern European to me.
he reminds me of the Italians from Mario and Luigi, like yeah, but then Peach sounds the exact. I think they use
I swear to God, they must be like recycling that one sound bit for every single game.
I don't think they can. I think like legally they have to hire, or maybe they get royalties. But I think I think they make her record it.
It's the same every time.
Unless she's really good at it. I need to hear them back to back to verify.
Fair enough. It's just I heard it, and that's the first thing that popped into my head. Is
Yeah.
like, are they recycling this? Like,
Even Jonathan said he's like that. She sounds the exact same.
yeah, Mario.
No, she's
Oh,
got
it's
like kind of flat, like kind of dumb, like Mario.
No.
Mario.
Yeah, see, like yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dumb blonde. No offense.
It's okay. Whatever.
Yeah, the production values and even like the Brutals, I dislike their character designs, but everybody is so well animated that like they're charming just in terms of their animation. Like the
Yeah.
tall
In a
guy,
sense, yeah.
the tall guy when you bounce up off that flower thing and then you're flying in the air and he's like looking and he's got his hands over his
Yeah.
forehead. Everybody just has so much life. I've never seen Mario this animated and expressive before.
Yes.
Playing guitar, he's dancing, he's
Yeah, his idle animation in New Donk City. If you get to the concert, which everyone knows there's the song,
Of course.
Like his idle animation, he starts like awkwardly dancing.
yeah, he does like the elbow out and the elbow out.
Good old elbow dance.
It's nice. I read in an interview that Miyamoto was talking about Disney and Mickey Mouse and how
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse doesn't. He kind of lost his character over the
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And he was like, we can't do that with Mario. So
Yeah.
this is the first game where I see Mario and he's not just that like empty like I'm here. This is my game.
The empty Pokemon protagonist from
Yeah.
Sun and Moon.
Exactly. Yeah. Until
The
this,
world is ending. I'm okay with this.
before this game, Luigi had more personality than Mario,
Yeah.
and now I think with Odyssey, I think Mario and Luigi have equal personality.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm enjoying everything they've been doing with this game. Now, I do have a question for you guys. What's your costume of choice right now? Because I know that's been a big piece to the game.
Waluigi.
Oh, you have Waluigi?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's so cute. Well, it's exactly the same as Mario's hat, but
Yeah, just purple.
dark, black.
Do you get like the outfit as well? Like the body outfit?
Oh yeah, you get everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Arzee?
honestly, I've been playing mostly with the default because I'm boring.
No, okay, fair enough,
but one
whatever.
of my favorites was the swimmer one, especially like the flippers, because I think my personal favorite Mario animation is when he's hanging from a cliff and his legs are just dangling side to side. And with the flippers, it's just that much more. I just find it as so entertaining.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
How about you?
I call it Spaghetti Western Mario.
Okay,
He's wearing the cowboy hat and the poncho.
oh, that's cute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I had that.
It's exactly from like a Clint Eastwood movie. You know what I mean? I just expect him to like pull a gun out and like
I wonder how many costumes there are.
Oh, there's probably a whole.
Yeah, there's a
bunch.
lot. There's like 2 or 3 in every stage.
Okay, nice.
And then there's all the amiibo ones, and who knows if there's more in the endgame content. Like right now, I'm in the middle of a very serious boss battle dressed as a chef. It's kind of silly.
He also
It's
has.
the Quince's seriousness, like
Yeah.
a chef outfit.
I like that all the costumes are referenced into his old games. Like the Safari hat is from Mario Picross on the Super Nintendo.
Yes,
where he's
yeah.
He's on an adventure and it's exactly the same
Yeah.
costume. I also heard rumors of Mario Paint Mario.
I was gonna say I want to see that, and I want to see Mario Maker Mario with the construction hat and the yellow overalls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can get that. I think you can get that one in New Donk City.
Yeah, that's definitely New Donk City.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in there.
Oh yes, I'm so excited.
I love that costume.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Now the amiibo, there's so many different amiibo you could use. Actually, there isn't that many because a lot of them are repeats, I think.
Yeah.
So if you have like the old Diddy Kong, obviously, or the new Diddy Kong amiibo, they both give you the Diddy Kong costume, which is adorable.
Yeah.
But like they have the Princess Peach one and then the Wedding Princess Peach one, which
do two different things.
Okay, do they?
I believe so.
Okay.
Because I think the Wedding Mario does something different than the normal Mario.
Yeah, I think the Odyssey exclusive amiibo are specifically for that.
Yeah.
And then we have WarioWare, the WarioWare Wario and the classic Wario that are both compatible with the game. And I'm not sure if they do the same thing.
I think they do.
Yeah, probably.
They do. But yeah, it actually may give me reason to open up my gold Mario and actually have a use for that other than Mario Party 10.
Oh god, yeah, that game was a disgrace.
Yeah, remember that one time I played it at your house and then I never played it again?
Yeah, you were really excited for that game.
I know. It was my first time owning a Mario Party. I really should have, or my first time owning a Mario Party since...
What?
Actually, ever. I never actually owned one.
Oh,
I've just had Daniela's copy of 2 for like the last 20 years. But yeah, I was very excited to finally own a Mario Party. I really should have done more research beforehand.
Yeah, just having the communal wagon system was
stupid.
Oh,
I think
God.
after 4 they switched developers and it just hasn't ever been.
Yeah.
It hasn't been the same since.
I want to see them give it to somebody who's worthwhile. Like, I know it's going to be a waste of their abilities, but like, give it to somebody like Next Level. You know what I mean?
No, Next Level's too talented. Give them.
That's what
They
I'm
need.
saying,
They
but,
need like.
let them reinvigorate that franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder what they're doing next.
Well,
Yeah.
the Mario Party Top 100. Or are you talking about Next Level?
Next Level.
Doing that.
Oh, the top 100, but that's just more of the mini games. More than
Yeah,
anything
like there's no
else.
board in that game, right?
No. As far as I know, it's just
There
the mini
is a
games.
board, but it's super simplified.
Is it?
It just like if you want, I think there's a mode to have like a tournament based.
Okay, cool.
Oh, how we doing with time? Do we have time for one more question?
Yeah, absolutely. Mind you, it depends on the severity of the question, though.
Okay, well it's a little intense, but let's spend 10 minutes since our first session was a little shorter.
Okay, cool.
So David writes, is Unties, Sony's not-so-secret division, used as a something to infiltrate Nintendo? A Trojan horse, if you will. What do you guys think about that?
In a
Did you understand the question,
maybe?
right?
I think they're doing this for 2 reasons. One, the Switch is a gigantic success, and as a business move, to not only have your own proprietary stuff, but then sending your multi-platform stuff out to a system that, although it's a competitor, making money off of that is the smartest thing Sony has done in a very long time.
Yeah, but you got to look at the
from a
3DS
business perspective.
and the Wii and the DS. Those are huge consoles.
Yeah,
Of course, and they haven't done it, but it doesn't mean they can't ever. I think this is them finally realizing, like, wait, maybe we can take a piece of the pie.
Yeah, but why not, if they're going to spend those same resources, why not make them for their own first-party consoles?
They're making it for they're not making Switch exclusive games. It's just they're making games not only for the PS4,
Multi-platform.
but for PC, and also it's going to be on the Switch.
Yeah.
So although this is something that is done by a whole bunch of different developers across the board, this is the first time that a console making developer has done it, where they're going to do something multi-platform, and choosing the Switch over Microsoft, I think, is a statement in
So
and of
these
itself.
games will not be on Microsoft.
As far as I've heard, they're not going to be on Microsoft consoles. And mind you, don't quote me, but yeah.
Yeah. Now the first game that's going to come out is like some Advance Wars.
Yes, and that
Clone.
looks awesome.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
does.
wait for that.
Now Nintendo in their Indies Direct announced an Advance Wars clone.
Wargroove.
So it's different from Unties.
I believe so. Because I
It
thought
is.
Wargroove was by the same developer as Stardew Valley, actually. Like, I thought it was by Chucklefish.
Oh, really?
You know what? It's a genre that hasn't been touched in a very long time outside of maybe Fire Emblem in a sense.
I might be way off on my comment in terms of who's developing it, but I did see that in the Nindies, and
Yeah.
like that was one of the ones
Yeah.
that caught my eye the most because
Me too.
it's like a medieval Advance Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, mind you, with that in mind, there's a second reason I think they're doing this. Potentially, and it might not come to fruition, but I think they're actually doing some research on this. Now, with this, they're obviously getting a development kit from Nintendo. With that in mind, they'll be able to do some potential research, do some actual real life experiments, whatnot, with this type of system. And if they're ever planning on making a Tegra oriented portable system like the Switch, this is the easiest way to make games, get through the learning aspect of it, make sure you're all set, then release your console.
So you think there's a certain element of reverse engineering, or is it just more to get their feet wet in this kind of
I think more the
platform?
second than the first. It's going to be, the latter. But yeah, it's just, I think it's more, okay, you know what, we got to start developing for the Tegra chipset. Let's do it. So the Switch is already out. They'll make a little piece of the pie from the huge success that's on that. And then it also gives them a little bit of R&D on top of that for their own potential projects.
For like a portable Sony system.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think they'll try to emulate it. If I know Sony well enough, they'll take any idea that's already out there and try to make it their own.
Mostly with Nintendo stuff.
Oh yeah.
It depends. I mean, Move was one thing, but
Analog
VR
sticks.
was another.
Analog sticks. Shoulder button. They literally copied everything from Nintendo.
Force feedback.
Yeah,
No, analog sticks fine in a sense. You could say Nintendo, but that's something that's been around since the Atari ages. I'd say that they
analog. No.
revolutionized it.
The joystick was not analog.
Joysticks were 100% analog.
No, they weren't. We had
They
this
were
conversation
digital?
like years ago, and then I sent you the article, and then you and Console were like, "Oh, okay." Mario 64 was the first game to utilize 360-degree movement.
Okay,
which
fair
is,
enough.
Which is an analog stick.
They were also the company that revolutionized the dual stick controls, which is now a.
Well, you take one, and just add another. Like it's not.
It doesn't matter.
It's not
It's
rocket
how it was
science.
implemented in the gameplay. Anyways, beyond the point. As I was saying before, I think those are the two reasons why they're doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the name Unties? Is there any reference to? Is there anything there?
Is there a reference I'm not getting?
Yeah, and I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what that actually means, but yeah, what I find most interesting about it, because I do agree that this is more just Sony seeing this is a market we're not tapping. Let's get a piece of that action because Vita is not doing well right now, so let's get at least in the quasi-mobile space. But I also wonder if it means to a certain degree that Sony does not see Nintendo as a competitor in the same way that they see Microsoft,
yeah.
Because Microsoft is existing in the exact same space with the exact same games, going after the exact same demographic. Where perhaps they see Nintendo, though there's a certain amount of overlap, it's not as direct, which is why it seems that they're doing custom for Nintendo as a multi-platform while leaving Microsoft completely out of it.
Okay.
It's an interesting idea, but I think also the idea that they're just learning about how this technology is working, why it's popular, and sort of getting into that space so they could eventually create a clone, because that's what Sony does, also is very much their...
Now, it's funny you bring up
much their
Microsoft
style.
because Microsoft has done this in the past with obviously Minecraft as the biggest
Oh,
the
yeah.
biggest example.
opening up to cross-platform?
Opening up to cross-platform. But before that, we saw Banjo-Kazooie's pilot game for Game Boy Advance. We saw Viva Pinata on the DS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue Dragon, the exclusive
That's
Square
right.
game that was exclusive to Microsoft. We saw 2 games on the Nintendo DS.
Mind you, I don't think that any of the other games outside of Blue Dragon were funded by Microsoft. It was still a Square Enix project. They just moved the franchise from Microsoft.
But I think Microsoft owned like the
after.
publishing rights to it because it was exclusive to Microsoft. And then
I
Viva
want to look
Pinata.
into that because I don't think Microsoft published those games.
Yeah, those things happen often in
They can't-
third party. Like Bioshock was Xbox exclusive for the longest time.
It was, and then
until
all
it
of a
went
sudden it came out-
multi-platform.
Well,
Came
look
for
at Viva
everything
Pinata. Look at Banjo. Like those are owned by Rare, an
But that's
internal
what I'm
studio.
saying. Rare's a first-party company. Square Enix isn't.
Yeah. Well, I guess we have to look into that, but
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so it's we've seen it in the past generations, and we're seeing it again now with Sony. So that's cool.
I
More
think
support.
this is a very good move on their part. No matter which way it's sliced, whether they decide to make a console like the Switch or not,
Okay.
this is a fantastic move from them.
Yeah, more games on the Switch.
Yeah.
And possibly
well-made games.
new consoles from Sony if it's.
Yeah. Everything Sony has touched in the past little while has been awesome.
Yeah, they're great. They're consistent and they're always
Yeah.
they're always there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, do you guys have any final thoughts? A new segment.
Arzee?
Mario Odyssey is fun, in case you weren't aware of that so far. I like it.
Yes.
Play it.
Animal Crossing is fantastic.
No,
the
it's
the microtransactions aren't intrusive. It's a great game to
They
get
are
into
intrusive.
to play a little bit.
No, it's not.
So in Animal Crossing, you got leaf tickets, and those are the things you can buy. But I've gained 400 leaf tickets in the past 4 days from playing, and I have no intention of spending money. Doesn't mean I wouldn't spend money. It's a good game. I'll spend some money, but so far I didn't need to.
Cool. That was the longest final thought ever. And for me, Hat in Time. Incredible game. Don't listen to me. Just go play it. Make up your own mind. I have a feeling you're going to feel the exact same way as me. And yeah.
And with
Arzee?
that, well, before that, maybe we should talk about where they could find us.
Oh, right. That thing. So obviously, we're on YouTube. If you guys
Yes.
are watching, thank you. If you guys are ever in the car, on the road, on a plane, whatever it is, we also have the podcast in audio format. That's on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Podbay. You should be able to download from all of those outlets.
Yeah.
And if you want to have like a bit of an inside look at our process here in our lives, I know we're going to be pushing a little bit of that on Instagram.
That is true.
And hopefully a little bit on Facebook as well. Facebook, use it more of as more of an outlet to reach out to us. You know, if you guys ever want to send us a message, any even criticism or anything like that, you can send us a direct message on there. We'll get back to you right away.
Yeah. Also, YouTube. There's comments down below. So leave comments down below, and we can get back to you on the next episode.
Yeah, and if you guys like our content, please subscribe. It would really do us a big favor.
Yeah.
And check out our other channels because we've got all the other stuff. We have Versus Mode.
Yeah.
We have...
Well, Rusty's Workshop has been
Rusty's
running
Workshop.
for a little while now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a few other ones that are coming in the next coming weeks and or months. So stay tuned.
Lots to look forward to from Game & Watch It.
Yeah, guys.
on
thanks.
that note, scene.